Hi, this is Margaret Jackson, radio personality for AM 1220 KDOW Radio, Silicon Valley. I want to talk to you a little bit about growing your business mass media style, online and on air. There's ways of doing that, and you can be productive and prosperous in your business. You can create opportunities because you are proactive in dealing with your marketing, advertising, promotion with regards to online and offline, online and on-air media. So what you're seeing here is the idea, the concept. Let me give you a little bit of information about myself. I have a background in film and television media production. I was a senior producer for many, many years. I have like a 30-year background in understanding the intricacies of media. And so as you see my little circle there, you've got television set, you got cell phones, we've got all of these different ways to communicate. And what you're trying to communicate is that your product, your service needs to get in the hands of your customers. Why? Because you understand that your product and service is by far the best product that they should have. And if you don't believe that, it's going to be very difficult for you to get your products into their hands. You need to know that your product is the best for them. This is what I love about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs believed that every product that he created, that he envisioned, was a necessary product that consumers needed. And these products, we didn't know that we needed cell phones or MP3 players or computers that had different types of fonts and cool color computers. But he had a vision and believed that he could sell it to the public, to his consumers, and he was very good at it, very, very good at it. So you want to develop a mass media ecosystem. You want to develop a system that allows you to have touch points in different places. Oftentimes, I wonder, because I've worked media for so many years and I continue to do so, it's always interesting to me when, especially small business owners, they'll say things like, I invested in that for 3 months and I didn't get a customer. I didn't get anything out of that. And my question back to them is always, well, what exactly did you do to maximize that investment? If it was in whatever particular marketing and advertising promotional arena that it was in, what did you do to attract your network and communicate that you had something out there that people should connect with? And so we can get into a little bit more as I go through my presentation on ways that you can not let your marketing, your advertising, and your promotion lie dormant. If you are sticking your finances and your money into a vehicle, a marketing, a promotional, an advertising vehicle, and you put your money in and you close your eyes and hope that it's a magic trick or a magic wand, then you misunderstand the beauty of having an opportunity to maximize your advertising and reach to your public. You know what's great about Steve Jobs is that he always maximized his marketing opportunities, his mass media opportunities, and he didn't let it lie dormant. He got involved. And if you don't get involved, then you're going to lose a lot of money. And there's not an understanding of how to really take what you're investing in and becoming a proactive participant and taking advantage of the opportunities that you have with your different advertising opportunities. In this case, mass media opportunities. So let me tell you a little bit about the Small Business Concierge magazine. The Small Business Concierge magazine is the absolutely best magazine on the planet. Why? Because the Small Business Concierge magazine is your voice. It is your voice, your vehicle, your platform to have your products and services and your know-how, your expertise. You're the disruptor of today. The small business owners are the disruptors of today. and your voice can ring out throughout the entire world, not just here in Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley is the place to be, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. We come out with firsts. We come out as thought leaders. But this magazine is the only magazine on the planet that gives you a voice, that gives you a platform, that gives you consistency, longevity, and frequency to connect with your audience if you're willing to partner and be a part of this magazine. I spent time designing this magazine. I spent time really going through and asking myself questions. What do small businesses need? And small businesses need different things because they're at different places in their business. They're at the micro level, they're at the mid level, and they're at the large level as small business owners. And so those needs can vary. But not only that, small business owners are people. They have families. They have children. They have college students. They may be married. They may not be married. They have lifestyles. And this magazine is a way to have a touch point in those different areas. And we've got 6 different sections in this magazine to showcase your voice on a consistent platform. Let me go back to the 3-month idea. I've seen this so often when media is bought and a small business owner will stay on board for 3 months and they've advertised on radio for 3 months. In our Silicon Valley, $9,145 contour listeners in Silicon Valley, and then they stop. All you did was lost the momentum and the visibility that your customers were getting to know you. Do you know it takes about 18 contacts, soft touches through different vehicles for people to think about buying from you, to think about your product, and you're a small business and you're wedging into the market? You've got larger organizations that would probably dwarf what you're doing in your business. And so you have to fight your way through. And one of the ways of doing that is being consistent, frequent, and maintain the longevity. The way that I have built a brand in Silicon Valley of the #1 small business radio personality in Silicon Valley is because I've done those 3 things. I've stayed consistent, I have longevity, and I have frequency. And we're in our 7th season. We have 2 shows. The flagship show is on AM 1220 KDOW, Business and Finance Radio. Now, AM 1220 KDOW is the #1 business and finance Wall Street network in the nation. Why is that important? Because we have tied this magazine into my radio platform. Why? To continue to give you mass exposure, mass opportunity, mass voice, thought leader. I have spent time studying Forbes magazine, Fortune, and going through these magazines. And I also took a peek at Oprah just for fun, although we're not in the same industries. But I wanted to make sure that we produced something relevant that would disrupt the world on how they looked at small businesses. And this magazine does it. And if you came by our booth and you had an opportunity to touch the magazine and feel how we're printing it, and we print on demand. Why? Because we're in a digital age. And print on demand are opportunities to get that magazine in your customers' hands or prospects' hands and says, hey, check out my article in the Small Business Concierge magazine. One of its the only Small Business Concierge magazine, one of a kind, that carries a voice of experts who are champions in their discipline. So we've got reach. Issue.com is an excellent platform, and you're going to learn more about their reach in a little bit. But this Silicon Valley based global magazine platform, one of the largest platforms on the internet, 3.3 million publishers. You said, why do you want to be on a platform that has 3.3 million publishers? So my question to you, would you rather be on ABC, NBC, Fox, or would you want to be on some obscure network that the only time people see that network is at 2:00 in the morning when they have insomnia? You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person that's on prime time television. Our radio network is prime time. My show, Money 2.0 Business on the Edge, is prime time. This platform that we've chosen is prime time. Do you notice that the Small Business Concierge magazine is number one in this long list of pages of small business magazines? And are you wondering why? Well, let me tell you why. Because we get new concierges all the time, which means that we are updating this digital magazine frequently, which means that it keeps us relevant. It keeps us at the top of the list. Typically, it keeps us in spot number one. Sometimes we slide to number two. But for the most part, if you search for us on issue.com, we're coming up number one. And not only that, I like that the small business magazine that's next to us is the Small Business Administration Small Business Resource Guide. Why is that important? Why do I like it? Because I am a lead advisor for the Silicon Valley Small Business Development Center. The funding comes from the United States Small Business Administration federal government coffers. So it's nice to be alongside of the Small Business Administration Guide. That's great material. You ought to read that magazine as well. If you get a chance, go through that. There's going to be a lot of great resources because SBDCs are all over the country and can help you at no additional cost. Get you an advisor, get some support if you need it, and keep some of your resources in your pocket. So that's a little bit about the Small Business Concierge and where you can find us. You can find us on issue.com, and you can find us on the Small Business Concierge website, smallbusinessconcierge.biz. We have the magazine embedded, so we have different places for you to be able to connect with us. Media interaction data facts. Here's what's interesting and even laughable to some degree, because people are not paying attention. Business owners are not paying attention. Small business owners fight investing in their business in terms of marketing, advertising, and promotion. So much more. Large corporations don't fight it. They just do it because it's part of, you have to understand, this is how you breathe. This is the air that keeps your business going, because it puts your communication in front of your customers for an opportunity to buy. Why? Because they're constantly seeing you. You're connecting on social media. You're connecting in different ways. You're connecting maybe on e-blast. You're connecting in presentations. You're connecting in networks. You're doing advertisement. But sometimes we hear comments like, well, magazines they're passé. Really? When you travel and you stop by Hudson bookstores, I'm just wondering, do you notice the magazine rack that's there for the printed versions? Forbes, Inc., Fortune, Oprah, lifestyle magazines. That comment tells me that they are misinformed and they're not paying attention to the information that's out there. So let's look at some of it. The number of people who read digital magazines in the past 12 months, 28,750,000 people. That number is going to continue to rise. It's going to continue to rise. The annual digital magazine sales revenue, purchasing digital magazines, $4 billion, which means that someone's reading magazines at a tune of $4 billion. Annual advertising spending. These are companies that are spending money in digital magazines that understand the value of having a presence in digital magazines. And that includes Forbes, that includes all of these business magazines that you can get printed versions or digital versions of their magazine. $2,800,000. $2,800,000,000. $2.8 billion. Now, I have to say this. I have to pause here for a moment and just kind of mull some of this information over. You've got advertisers. We went and checked to see how much it would cost for one full page ad in Forbes. One full page ad for 1 month. And by the way, the Small Business Concierge magazine is a quarterly magazine, so we're publishing every 3 months. And what we learned was, for you to have a full page ad in Forbes, it's $163,000 for 1 month. That's a lot of money. Just think about that. For those that don't believe magazines are relevant, I beg to differ. So we're on the issue.com platform. And what is going on with the issue.com platform? It's your advantage. That's where we're at. The Small Business Concierge magazine. We are nestled and planted on issue.com. 15,000 to 20,000 publications are uploaded daily. Remember, this is prime time. 30 million plus issue documents. What does that mean? We can take your article. If you are invited to contribute, we can take your article and we can pull your article literally out of the magazine and create a standalone version of it, which means that you can take that hyperlink and you can share it with your prospects, with your networking community, those that you are wanting to saturate by getting involved in your social media network. Now, one of the things that I will say is we upload frequently on our magazine. So when we pull that link, one of the things that we would encourage you to do is go back periodically and pull the link yourself. You can actually create your own links. So that way, because we're constantly updating with our concierge, those page numbers change in between. And so when we upload, there are going to be some changes. So make sure that you're paying attention. Stay connected to us, because sometimes, I guess the real issue here is that we're not going to be able to keep up, because that's how often we're uploading. But we are pulling out and we are sharing your magazine articles. And when we do share them at those times, they are very much relevant to that page number. But again, you want to double check. You can always connect with us, but that's the important part, is staying relevant, staying connected, making sure that you are being proactive in your experience with the Small Business Concierge magazine. We want you to stay relevant. And as we continue to grow the magazine and your pages change, and say you send that link to someone, it's like, hey, your article's not here. It says, oh, wow, this magazine is so great. They are constantly adding value to it because there's more concierge. Let me grab that new link for you and I'll send it over to you, because I really want you to read my article. I really want you to connect with our advantage listing, because if you click on that link, we're going to give you a special offer. We're going to give you something special just by connecting with us. You can create so many opportunities, because those listings, the concierge advantage listings, they are flexible. Keywords or the buzzwords for this right now, the buzzword is disrupting. So we're the disruptors. The small business owners, the small businesses that are the next generation of titans The women are the next generation of titans as well. I love the titans of the 1800s. Great, built the business industry in this country. And now it's our turn. 100 plus unique visitors a month. I'm just wondering, are you getting 100 plus unique visitors a month? If you are, you're doing extremely well, and congratulations for that. But if you're not, 100 million plus unique visitors, an opportunity to come across our magazine. And we're going to show you some of our data that we're capturing on how people are connecting with us and what our initial goals were. And we've already exceeded them. So stay tuned for that. And of course, it's issue.com, because Silicon Valley, we are the EG of technology. Issue.com, and we didn't pick them because they were a Silicon Valley company, just happened to be a coincidence. But they are headquartered here in Palo Alto, California, Silicon Valley. And so we are excited about that because it just steepens our resolve of bringing something out of Silicon Valley that you can connect with from anywhere in the world. You can connect and be a part of the Small Business Concierge magazine. And we want you to be part of the Small Business Concierge magazine. So some of our data. What's going on with our magazine? Well, what we can tell you is that 52% of people are reading our magazine on their mobile phones, 2% on their tablets, 46% on their desktop. Where are they getting it or reading it? Where reads occur? Issue.com, 84%, and embed, 16%. Now, we will give you a link to our logo, and you can link back to our concierge page if you like. And we're looking at doing more of that. We want to make sure that our logo is in a safe place. Sometimes, we want to make sure that we are working with small businesses that are going to be in business, and we can continue to help you realize your growth. And so some things we won't do prematurely, just because we want to help you continue to grow and build and develop a website that is competitive. And so we have resources that you'll find in the Concierge magazine on helping you do that. One of my favorite places to get like your website looking resplendent would be Silver Connect. I think that they have great rates for small businesses to for them to build you a competitive website at a rate that is so affordable and that you can look great. So we want to maintain the brand that we're building, and when we connect with you, we want to make sure that that we're able to help you do the same thing, to build a wonderful brand, right? We want to build together, and we win together. This is interesting. Approximately 17.5% of our readership engagement for every 8,695 impressions. And we put that because that's actually the data that's there. So every 8,695 impressions, we're getting 7.5% readership, which is 1,492 reads. Now, what's interesting about that for us, and that's exciting for us, is that our initial goal, usually the initial goal is 10%. If I'm looking at impressions, I want 10% per 10,000 impressions. We always start with 10%. What we're showing you is that when we hit 8,695 impressions, we get, for every 8,695 impressions, we're getting 17.5% readership. What am I trying to show you here is that we have surpassed our goal. We are 7.5% past our initial goal. Within the first 30 days, we exceeded about 12% of our initial goals, and we continue to rise. So we did our soft launch January 2018. So we figure by the end of the year, we should be about 34%, 35% of readership. So our goal is about 30%. We're going to be a little modest, not too arrogant. Hopefully, we are building smart, strong, consistently, with longevity in mind and with frequency in mind. So we're excited about that. Our readership will continue to expand and grow. What happened in the first 30 days? Some of the top countries that were impacted by our Concierge magazine, the digital magazine, of course. We hard launched May 3rd, 2018 at the 7th Annual Silicon Valley Small Business Summit, and that was hosted by the Silicon Valley Small Business Development Center and the Small Business Industry Council. That was actually held at the Santa Clara County offices of our county supervisors here in Silicon Valley, the San Jose capital area of the capital of San Jose, or the capital, of Silicon Valley, not the capital of San Jose. What's exciting about this is I was asked by the executive director who's on the cover with me, Dennis King, to kick off the 7th Annual Silicon Valley Summit. And he said, Margaret, we want you to kick it off. We want you to set the tone, and we want you to showcase your magazine. And so I did my best to represent the small business voices in this magazine, excuse me, and to kick this summit off with a bang, that those small businesses today know that they have a voice and a place in this magazine, and not just, again, in Silicon Valley, but anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country. We are excited. In fact, at the Small Business Expo, San Francisco Expo 2018, we were able to pick up a couple of new concierges right there at the show, which was fantastic. BBVA Compass Bank, Sunnyvale, California, boarded. I love it. I'm so excited to have them on board. We're really happy about that. We've got a new company. Now, this is what's exciting. This new company, well, it's a new company to us because they're in Florida. But they are a e-signature document company. They understand blockchain. And so we're going to tell you a little bit more about them. And Ray Sylvan is the CEO of this company. In fact, he was on my show the day after the trade show. So we had him on air wrapping up the trade show with us. And so we're excited about having him on board as a new concierge, as Sign As You Go, or Sign on the Go. Correction, Sign on the Go. And so I love it. I'm excited. In fact, we're looking at them and we're going to board on their company as a Sign on the Go customer. We buy things too. Now, I'm not saying that if you become a concierge that I'm going to buy your products, because some of them I don't need, because they may not be a fit. I may not be the customer, but when we can buy, we look to buy from our concierge first, and that's a real fact. So other countries that we have impacted: United States for sure, Silicon Valley for sure, Fiji, Australia, Africa, Morocco, Italy, China, Bangladesh, and India. Now, we know India and Bangladesh are, but our analytics that are provided by issue.com made a point on differentiating India and Bangladesh. We're excited about that. Philippines, Ukraine, Canada, Austria, and so many of the countries are not mentioned here, but this is what we were doing in the first 30 days. We sent out a press release around the country, and that press release was picked up by Yahoo, Google. It was picked up by ABC, NBC, Bing, all of the major Fox News. And so we're putting a lot of energy behind this magazine impacting Silicon Valley, the United States of America, and the globe. Why? Because you deserve a voice, and it's a voice that has not been heard and appreciated. And now we have a platform that will always be here for you to showcase. And you always, let me go back to the 3 months. You always need to have somewhere consistent, and not just one place, more than one place. Quit jumping ship. Quit thinking that building business is a microwave. It's not. It is consistency, it's longevity, And it is frequency when we're talking about placing media. You want to place in the right place, and you want to advertise in the right place. But there is nothing fast about building a strong business and foundation and customers that want to trust that they can do business with you on a regular basis. And when you jump ship, all you do is confuse your customer as to how to find you. And because our brand is branded here in Silicon Valley and the Margaret Jackson radio personality is branded in Silicon Valley, KDOW Radio is the #1 business and finance radio in the nation. So it's branded nationwide. We've tied the Small Business Concierge. The Small Business Concierge brand is branded around Silicon Valley. And so we're taking that and we're leveraging it to continue building that brand. So your brand becomes relevant. So you have to be somewhere else so you can springboard off of other businesses' brands that have a bigger brand than yours. Why? Because you're able to take advantage of that, leverage that. If you come on my radio show, leverage that. Hey, I was on the #1 business and finance radio station in the Wall Street network in the nation. Listen to my interview. Of course, I will always give you your interview. We keep copies, we download it from the server, we send it to you on Dropbox. Why? So you can leverage it. Why? Because people want to buy from trusted businesses. And so we tie it in, we re-image my show. So the 4th segment of both of the radio networks that I'm on, we have the Small Business Concierge segment of the show that you have an opportunity to come on and showcase. And sometimes when there's no guest, and I'll do that from time to time, just to have real talk with the audience, I flip through the Small Business Concierge magazine and I start talking about businesses that are right there. So I could be talking about your business and you could be on vacation in Hawaii. I'm working hard for you here and working hard for an opportunity to have you as a concierge. So this is kind of what the listing looks like. In fact, it's not kind of what it looks like. It is exactly what it looks like. And industries, any industry can list in it. And maybe you're a speaker, maybe you're an author, maybe you're doing something different. You can list, if you are selling to the public, and I mean that in a legal way, then you can be in this magazine because we want to create opportunities for you. Banks, insurance companies, education, we have colleges, universities, businesses, electronics, human resource, fashion, spa chambers. Anyone who wants to be able to create a long-term place that they can call home, the Small Business Concierge Advantage Guide is the place to be. Now we have a special offer here, and you can see the special offer here. This magazine launch is an incredible opportunity for you. List your business in the Small Business Concierge Advantage Guide for a referral concierge rate. And we're using this for the San Francisco Small Business Expo rate of $90. Usually it's $180 per listing. We're going to let you have it for $90 per listing per quarter. And so you say, hey, I want to buy. Does that mean that I pay $360 and there's only 2 more issues for this year? No, you'll roll right into 2019. We keep track of all of that information. And so you would pay $360. And I did a little math problem, and I like coffee. And so I'm a Starbucks bug. And so I spend about $4.75 for coffee Monday through Friday. It's about $1,733.75. That return on investment, I will get no return on investment. Why? Because it's a consumable. But investing in your business and in this Concierge Advantage Guide is a step towards developing your brand, leveraging it. This is not put your information in this magazine and forget about it and think it's a magic wand and 500 people are going to start clicking on your link. That's just not how it works. Marketing and advertising and radio marketing does not work that way. You work the advertisement. You work your placement. I have worked my brand on KDOW radio since I started on air. They certainly have created a platform for me to be there. They certainly advertise for me, just like we're doing for you in this magazine. But I work the listings. I work the radio. And I made sure that everyone that I could connect with, politicians, business owners, leaders. Hi, I'm Margaret Jackson, radio show personality for AM 1220 KDOW Radio. Glad to be here. Glad to meet you. How can I benefit you? I think you're doing great. And I like to give back. So I'm not looking to just showcase who I am. I'm letting people know who I am, but I give back. I get very involved with community events and opportunities, and I stay very connected to our political fabric. We're doing some great work with the state of California, with the Department of General Services, for businesses to get certified, small businesses, because the state of California, by the way, if you are a California business and you are not certified, you should get certified. It is free, and the state of California must buy 25% of products and services from small businesses out of a $9 billion pot of money that they're going to spend. So they're going to take 25% of that and spend it on working with small businesses and buy your products and services. So you need to do that, and we're going to do another event with them in 2019. So if you want to know more about that, contact us and we'll let you know more about that. Okay, I'm almost done here. Small Business Concierge Guide. The Small Business Concierge Guide, this sample, and we're actually going to put this in the magazine as one of the listings. You get 5 standard flexible listing lines. We can customize your category because you know your business better than us, but it has to be general enough that competitors can list. Think of it as a concierge guide mall. If you go to the mall, you got 20 different shoe stores, and so it's kind of that concept, is that we don't want to say someone can't list because they happen to be in the same business with you. That's just not realistic, and that's not real business. Real business is that you're competing, and you're gonna be in a space where your competitors are gonna be, and so compete well, because there are customers for you and for you to be a viable, sustainable company. So don't be afraid to compete. Just compete well. So your category name, you get your company name, you got keywords, you got point of contacts, you got your city, state, and your URL. Any of this information can be changed during the course of your listing. Well, your company name should stay the same, but we're open to that as well. Maybe something changes, but in this case, category name, talk radio platform, company name, Money 2.0 Business on the Edge radio show. That's my show here in Silicon Valley. Keywords, on the Edge Business Talk Radio, AM 1220 KDOW, or KDOW, affectionately known as KDOW. Point of contact, Margaret Jackson, myself, #1 small business radio personality in Silicon Valley. City, state, Silicon Valley. Dial in number to the radio show, 800-516-1220, and our URL is www.kdow.biz. So you want to be creative with those keywords, because that's how people are going to make a difference on connecting with you. The concierge advantage, what do you get? Flexibility, digital flexibility. You're not stuck with just what you put in today. You can change it in 3 months. Multi-listing, available under multiple categories, so you can have more than one listing. There's a little extra fee for that, but you certainly can get that. Refresh listings, introductory rate, promote in upcoming events, no additional charge. So you can promote in our upcoming events. So maybe you have something going on that you want promoted. You can contribute. Now that doesn't come with the listing. That is an opportunity that you have to earn or talk to us, and we determine whether or not it's a fit, and it's a fit for that particular issue that's coming up as well. The one thing that doesn't change during the quarterly process are the articles. They stay relevant, and the articles are not advertising articles. If you want an advertising article, that's a sponsored article and it's something different. But contributing, an opportunity to contribute, is no extra cost if you have an opportunity to contribute under these guidelines. You get contributor credit on the publisher's credit page. You can get selected to be on the radio show. That has nothing to do with contributing, but you can. We'd love to have you on the show. And we will make sure that you're ready to be on the show if you're not ready. We don't want you to just come on and you're not ready. We want you to come on and have an opportunity. And again, this is longevity and frequency. And just because you're on one show doesn't mean that you're going to have a great response. Sometimes it depends on what you're selling. But we want you to keep in mind that radio and television, when you're dealing with those mediums, you must be frequent. How do you fall in love with a TV show? Do you fall in love with it and get connected to it because you watched it over and over again? You get drawn in on that first show, and then you consistently watch it. You consistently connect, and that's how our listeners are. That's how radio responds. That's how television responds. And when you're going to commercial break and you have to see that commercial or hear that information, again, I said 18 times, it can be as little as 5 times for people to think about buying. So 5 to 18 times. So if you're not connecting with your audience consistently, one customer at least 5 times in 5 different ways, or getting your information, you're losing opportunities. You want to continue to connect. We are not just another guide. Who needs another guide? We don't, right? We are the Concierge Advantage Guide, keeping you on a global mass platform. We're keeping you in Silicon Valley. We're keeping you nationwide. We're keeping you international. We're on the airways, locally, nationally, and globally. We are creating opportunities for you to have an advantage. It's an advantage. Do you love what you're doing? I love what I'm doing. I love carrying the bulk of what it would take if you had to do it yourself. We're carrying the expense of that on radio and the magazine. And your investment in this allows us to continue to do it and to do it well. Contributors are Business Concierge Advantage members that are experts in their disciplines. You're an expert in your discipline. We want to know how you're doing what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. Build your trusted brand. Build it on a mass media platform and channels. Your voice, your magazine, your opportunity. And we want to create that opportunity for you. And if you believe that you should be a contributor, then convince me. Contact us and says, hey, I want to be a part of this. I would be a great contributor. And now, what I will say is that plagiarism is not tolerated. If plagiarism is, if we find anything that was plagiarized and it wasn't properly given the credit of maybe a quote or maybe the article itself, we've had it happen. We found an article by one of our concierges that was plagiarized from top to bottom. We pulled it, and they will never have an opportunity to write again for us because we can't trust that. And so we encourage you to make sure that you're citing work when it needs to be cited and that sort of information. So much more. Keywords, taglines. We don't really recommend that you use your taglines. Get creative. Help customers select you. Get out of the box. Think different. Think big. You're on a global platform. Make it count. And I'm constantly promoting the Concierge Advantage magazine on AM 1220 KDOW and AM 1100 KFAX. And we do have a 15% referral program. Actually, we have changed that to an affiliated marketing program. So those that are not concierge can get a 10% affiliated marketing fee if they bring customers to us and we close the deals on a 4-quarter listing buy. You have to buy all 4 quarters. That referral has to buy all 4 quarters for us to give you that referral fee. But that referral fee, we want to give $108,000 back to concierge, because sometimes, at the end of the year, it gets kind of sluggish, and that cash flow gets kind of difficult. We want to help with that. And that's one of the ways that we're going to do it. Print on demand. So we print on demand, and there's a reason for that, because we're digital primarily, and our goal is to print bulk magazines, high-end magazines, and to get our magazines into Hudson Bookstore. And we're working with the state of California to do that. And the pathway to that is our introduction to the United States Transportation Department. So we're working on that for you. But also we have concierges that want to give magazines to their customers. And so there's different reasons why. And when you feel this magazine, oh my gosh, it's such a experience. The colors are fantastic. The 100-pound bound cover stock makes you feel like you, and the 100-pound paper, it makes that magazine feel like a special edition every single time. And you know why? Because you're special. Your businesses are special. And so I wanted to make sure, because I have a background in media and production, I'm an award-winning producer, that I've worked with my customers, so I know excellence. And I wanted to bring excellence to you because you're excellent. And so we produce something that you can be proud of, and you can show your kids, hey son, hey daughter, here, this is my article. That's my name on the byline. That's what we want for you, because you've been obscure too long, and I want to take you out of the shadows and put you in the front and say, you need to listen to what they have to say. They have great information, and you won't regret it. That's what we want. And we want business owners that are passionate about what they do and what they're presenting. And you can see more value here on the side, and you can read down that list, and you can connect with our team here, who can give you so much more information. I'm running out of time here. I want to try to get through this slide deck for you. Are you ready for the advantage? Are you ready to be known in Silicon Valley, nationwide and around the world, that someone would read your article and see your name on the byline, or your listing is so creative and you have set up a specific page on your website that anyone that clicks on it, because you're circulating and you're telling people at networking events, if you click on my link, I'm going to give you something that they can't get anywhere else from you. Get it there. Why? Because it's data tracking. It is an opportunity to get this to work for you and to help your customers have an opportunity to do business with you. And hey, maybe you're working on a real serious deal, and maybe you need help closing. Now, we don't close deals for customers, but what I'm saying is that, what if we brought you on air and created an opportunity for your customer to tune in? Let's talk about it. We're open to helping you look great in front of your customers. Why? Because you are the backbone of the United States of America. You're the backbone of your countries. You're the backbone, that the sustainability that we don't hear about enough. And we have created a platform for you to showcase. And it is called the Small Business Concierge Magazine. We are the small business disruptors. Your advantage is certainly here. And real quick, I'm going to close this out, and I'm just going to show you our website for the Small Business Concierge Magazine. You can see it flips through right here. In fact, it'll flip there for you. I think I messed with it. That's the back of the magazine. And let's drag that all the way back to the front so you can have a quick glance. So the Small Business Concierge Magazine, Katrina Blair, State of California Department of General Services, Dennis King, Executive Director of the Silicon Valley Small Business Development Center. Here's some things that you should know about the magazine. These are all small business voices, leaders, companies that have products and services for small businesses, businesses that are lifestyle, business resources and information for education. Here, your voice, your name could be here. Contributors, all the contributors are put here in our credit page. So your name could be in here. We want your name in here. We're different. We look great. This is MJ. Meet MJ. This is our avatar. We have, like I said, we have 6 sections of the magazine. Small Business Science Lab. We have YE 2.0. That's Young Entrepreneur. We want to give back. And I'm kind of just flipping through so you can kind of see the magazine for your own eyeballs to enjoy. See, we partnered with the Small Business Expo San Francisco for the August 9th edition of their edition. August 9th for the expo here in San Francisco. Let me get that right. And we're going to do more with them. So we're looking forward to that. We would love that. And so my creative outreach director, Daniel Hurd, is keeping us connected with them. And so we'll see how that goes. Interesting, vibrant colors, different. This is the city of San Jose. So much that we're doing here. She's taking her selfie, YE 2.0. So much. Let me flip back here to our concierge section. That's the upcoming events, so you can put your events in the magazine as well. Let's let that load. So these listings you can just click on and go directly to wherever you want. It doesn't have to be your website. It doesn't have to be your landing page. It could be a specific page. It could be a point of sale page. It could be a social media page. It could be whatever page you choose, and you can change it at any time. Like I said, this is flexible. Unless it's printed, it's flexible. And then when we print again, then that version would be in there. So it is an opportunity to just get showcased. I mean, this is awesome. This magazine is fantastic. I'm so excited about it. I'm so proud of it in terms of what we've done. And again, we have 6 sections. The Small Business Science Lab. This is our YE 2.0, Young Entrepreneur, STEAM, Women in Business, which is the centerfold of the magazine, Bridging the Gap. This is about all of the things that we're kind of fighting about, and we need to kind of get along and have voice and put voice to, and how is it impacting the workplace, how is it impacting society, and of course, money, the bottom line. So resources there, and say you want to just join right now, go out to the concierge, click that link right there. And it gives you some information, and you can do a payment plan. You can do 4 payments at $90 a quarter, or you can do our special offer for $360. And if you do the $360, we're going to put you in a contest. It is a $5,000 marketing package that we're going to add to your listing for 2019, and we're going to work with you to leverage your opportunity with us. So that's a great opportunity, but you do have to buy all 4 quarters up front for us to be able to do that and put you in that drawing. And that opportunity actually has to be done. You have to secure by the 23rd, and then on the 24th on my show, I'll be live and I will share who the winner is on the show. And then of course we have our affiliated marketing plan, and we're going to start blogging. So good stuff here. Now let's go back to my homepage here. And my homepage, you can see right here, published by the #1 small business radio personality in Silicon Valley, Margaret Jackson. If you click on that link, this goes to our Business on the Edge page. This Business on the Edge page is our, and we're a little small there. Let me go 100% on that. This is where you would learn about the radio show. So if you want to come on the radio show and you want to connect with us, or you're interested in special events and some of the things and how to connect with your political figures, all of that, you can connect with me through Money 2.0 Business on the Edge website here, and would be glad to help you. And we're going to add a blog to here too. Actually, wow, they got that up fast. I requested that today. How awesome is that? Yes, so we have a radio blog. Oh my gosh. So hope. We're bringing hope to you. Home about radio, TV, specialty events. You can book me. You can calendar, click on and see where we're when we are on air, testimonials. Our Women in Business Club, we have now connected it to the Small Business Concierge magazine, so we have a section for you that you can list in as well. So there's just so much. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. I have a great team. Nothing that we're doing, I could not do it alone. Absolutely not. We've got a great creative team. I have a great senior designer who, if you need a ad, we can help you with that. She is absolutely amazing, and she's a small business, and we'd love to help her business grow. In fact, she has a ad in the magazine, Eclectic Designs. You can check that out. Here's my point. At the end of the day, we've got something special for you. And I'm going to go back to our page here. I'm going to try to get back to it. Let me backspace the Small Business Concierge. This is for you. It's for your voice. I know I've tried to give you some information about myself. I hope it didn't sound arrogant. I'm really not that way. I really want to be touchable, and I want you to win. You got to win. We don't win alone. We win together. And if you connect with us and work with us and be proactive with your listing, whatever you get, if it's just the listing, be proactive. Don't put everything on our back that we have some magic trick that you're just going to go explode. What we have is a branded opportunity. What we have is a product that puts you in global spaces on radio and around the world and in Silicon Valley. And we can help you leverage that. And we'll work with you on that. And we're going to be doing many Zoom calls for you to learn how to be able to leverage your listing so it's impactful for you. And that might be coming on the show. That's a return on your investment. That's $250 to come on my show for 7.5 minutes. You're not going to have to pay that. You're going to get opportunities to do so much more. But we build and we win together. Thank you for listening to this presentation. It's almost an hour, and we want to get out of here and give you an opportunity to kind of mull this over. If you can get in by this Thursday, we want to get you into this contest. We update the Concierge magazine all the time, so don't feel pressured that you have to do it by Thursday, but you want to be in this contest. This $5,000 offer for this contest includes a cover story. In fact, it includes marketing services, coaching services that you would get from me to help you leverage your coaching. There's so much more. And if you want to learn more about that contest and what's in that package, and I thought I had my little package right here in front of me, and somehow I do not see it. But in any case, you can email me at ontheedge@businessontheedge.biz, and that package value actually is $5,039, and I cannot pull it up for you at the moment, but what I can tell you, it's worth it, and it will give you an additional boost. We want you to be fantastic. Go grab the world. Land amongst the stars. As Steve Jobs says, I want to make a ding on the universe. Make your ding on the universe. We have great team members here, and they'll connect with you. You may hear from me as well. You just never know. I like connecting, and I want you to think about being on my show. It's a great place to be. If you are moving forward and you're ready, get connected. We'll get you out there. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning into the Small Business Concierge Small Business Expo rendition for you to connect. And if you weren't at the Small Business Expo, get connected. We will honor that price for you till the end of the month for the $90 a quarter, August 2018. Thank you and good night.